Hello, students. Mr. Murphy here, trying for the millionth time to make a recording. We are doing lesson 8, estimating quantities. So we see the Federal Reserve says that every average household has an average of $7,000 in credit card debt, and the U.S. national debt is 16,755,133,133,9,522. So how many times greater is that than the average credit card debt? So we are just going to estimate using um, scientific notation because we cannot do it in a calculator. My calculator doesn't have enough numbers. So I'm going to put 7,000 into scientific notation. And so 7,000 is just a little bit less than 10,000. So that would be 10,000, 10 to the fourth. And then 16 trillion is a little bit less than 100 trillion. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, let's go with 14 because 16 is closer to 10 than it is to 100. So we're going to go 10 to the 14th, right? So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And this one was 10 to the 4th. And we're going to divide them. So dividing by exponents is just subtracting. So 10 to the 14th divided by 10 to the 4 is 10 to the 10th. So that would be 10 with 10 zeros after that. Actually, we need one more, so that would be 1,000. So 100,000 millions, trillions. So that should be 100 billion times larger. So the U.S. national debt is 100 billion times larger than the average U.S. debt. Let's try one more, a little bit different. So here we have 3 million students who are in grades K through 12 in New York. So we're going to write that as a single digit power of 10. So 6 zeros, so that is just 3 times 10 to the power of 6. The average number of students attending middle school is 8 times 10 squared, right? So we want to know to compare these. How many times greater is the number of students in all K through 12 as compared to a middle school? So to divide these, I'm going to separate them out. I'm going to divide 3 divided by 8 times 10 divided by 10, 6 over 10 squared, right? So 3 divided by 8 is about 0.375, and 10 to the 6th power divided by 10 squared, subtract the exponents, that's 10 to the 4th power. So we could leave this as scientific notation and move this one spot over. So that would be 3.75 times 10 to the 5th power, 10 to the 3rd power, or we could just move the decimal all the way over because it's only 4 spots. So move it 3 more spots over, and that would be 3,750. For this empty spot, I add a 0. So the number of kids who go to K through 12 school in New York is about 3,750 times greater than the average middle school. And that's it. There's 2 different kinds of division here when you're dividing with scientific notation. If the first numbers are different, you can just divide them separately, and then the tens you can divide just by subtracting the exponents. That's all we have.